Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Friday afternoon, um, and it's good to see all of you. It's a sad week. By the way, before I forget, this is our second week of January, and I gotta check out the calendar here. It's January 10th to the 16th that this message is taking place. Excuse me. But I would be remiss if I did not say we've just here in the US have had probably the absolute worst week in the history of the US since the War of 1812. And I have lived through the assassination of John F. Kennedy. I've lived through 9/11. This was an attempted coup to overthrow the United States government by the current occupant of the White House. I apologize to everyone outside of the US, to all of my friends, for what we're going through here. And hello, Annika. Happy Friday. Keep blessed, she reminds us. Excuse me. What I did this week, and I always ask you, send your questions in and put you in a queue, and then we are going to get to those questions. But I felt this week that I needed an answer, and I thought if I need an answer, I'm not alone. And so the question this week is, I asked Phillip to help us understand what is taking place in the US. It is very frightening to me. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. It is very frightening to me, excuse me, to think of all those in line if something happens to a president of the US, the vice president, then the Speaker of the House, etc. They were all in the people's capital. And fortunately, they were kept safe. But from the news reports that are coming out, which I will not repeat, I'll let you go read the news. It looks like there were going to be sorry, it looks like that those people might have been either going to be executed or they were going to be held hostage. I don't know. I don't have that information. So, hello, Greg. Good morning, good afternoon, my California friends here. And hello, Judith. It will be fine. We do have a lot of work to do. It is just so upsetting to me to see the destruction that has taken place. From a spiritual point of view, we can all recognize that this is just things that are happening, and that's what Phillip is talking to us about. From a human perspective, my heart is broken, and it will mend. But let me tell you what Phillip has to say about all of this happening in the US, because I think it helps me put it in perspective, and perhaps it'll help you. This is a demonstration of the old guard pushing back against the rising of the new age of feminine energy. We remind you the feminine energy is found in all species and genders. This energy is the energy of loving kindness, as opposed to the masculine energy of less loving responses to situations and more direct. Feminine energy takes in, while masculine energy pushes out. This said, we wish to return to both energies residing in all species. This is the yin and the yang. There will come a period in Earth time when the human species is neither male nor female. There will be no need to define gender because the human will carry the energy and physical form of both the feminine and of the female and the male. And excuse me 1 minute here. Sorry. I'm sure you all came to see me blow my nose, right? Um, I can't remember the name of the animal that carries both male and female, but there is an animal already on the planet that reproduces within its own body. And then Phillip says, you are already seeing the beginning of this human development as evolution continues. Since the masculine energy is more rigid, the feminine energy is needed for this evolution to take place. This is not to say the masculine energy isn't needed. It certainly is. What is needed, however, is a balance of the two energies. The world, and certainly the US culture, has been out of balance for some time. As Earth seeks to right herself, the balance of energies must be found and maintained. The US is a large land mass. What I'm about to read now really fascinated me because it's like, why the US, but also kind of like, why not? But I found this interesting. The US is a large landmass with numerous expressions of the energies. There is no balance. As this country seeks to balance itself, the masculine energies will be quite loud and forceful. There will continue to be clashes among the different expressions of masculine energy. As this is taking place, those who stand peacefully for the future, those who do not shout back, but instead create a line of defense through the feminine energies, will prevail. How do we create a line of defense through the feminine energies? We begin by remembering that love is always, always more powerful than hate or fear or anger. Excuse me. Sorry, having a little rough time today. We also have a family member that we are holding in love as she makes her transition. And another family member on my family members on another side of those I love, who is very ill. None of these are COVID related. So just a very emotional time for me. So forgive me. Okay, Phillip goes on to say, I want to repeat that last part. We begin by remembering that love is always, always more powerful than hate or fear or anger. We remind you of what you have so often said in your language. Love is an action verb. The more you reach out in love, in thought and deed, the more you are adding to creating a greater balance of the energies. The country called the US is simply demonstrating the struggle of those holding on to the fear and those ready to move into a greater balance of energies. Because of its size, it can help to either create a balance of the energies or create more disruption in the Earth's energy. The choice is up to each person what they choose. Thank you, Dawn. So no sorry needed. We love to you. And you could tell I felt that love coming through from all of you, and you held me in that love. And I am so grateful because it helped me get through this. So the US is just kind of, because we're so big, we are trying to create those balances, and we're experiencing those shifts, and we will get through this, absolutely, and we will hold each other as we get through this. So let's go on, and I will get back to your questions next week. I do have the questions that I write them down and put them in a line of. Anyway, let's get a message from Phillip, shall we? Welcome, everybody. I guess I'm a little off today. And this is just an oracle book. And the oracle book just has a different wisdom on each page. And so what we do is we just flip through. And there's where I'm stopping. Now, if I'm hearing right, but if you heard left, if you heard right, we're just in line with the same intuitive energy. If you heard left, then that's a very specific message for you. So the right side says, the materials of life have been given you to build what you want to build. I love that. Hello, Heather. Good to see you. Oh, she solved the mystery. She said the snail or apple snail is able to reproduce themselves. So it's a snail. Thank you. I'm also thinking there might be another animal with that. And we love you, Heather. Thank you. But I'm seeing a little furry animal, so I don't know what that one is, but certainly the snail. So down the road, this is where humans are evolving to. And those young people who are coming in, or even those of some age on them, who are saying, either transgender young people or the ones who are saying, I'm not a him or a her, I'm both, or I'm them. They're just kind of ahead of the rest of us. They're ushering in this new feminine energy of balance, because we've been off balance too long. And so welcome to those of you who are creating this change. Not easy, is it? So let me repeat our message for this week. The materials of life have been given you to build what you want to build. My friends, if you're here, if you're listening to me, you have been given a lot of feminine energy, regardless of your gender. You have that strong feminine energy, which tells me you have that strong heart. You have that love in you that is able to add that to our world. And I thank you. If you got left, this is a message for you. You are an heir to all the greatness that has gone before you. You are an heir to all the greatness that has gone before you. Well, I think that's true for all of us today. And I really, as sad as I am about what's taken place this past week in the US, I am also so hopeful. I am so full of joy for those who are speaking out in love. And again, we need that balance. If we're too feminine, we don't take action. If we're too much in the masculine, well, you see what happens with that. So we need the balance. And whenever there's a pendulum, and I don't have one right in front of me, I'll use a pen. But you see me with a pendulum. I could take my necklace off, that would work. But the pendulum always swings this way and this way before it finally settles down. So right now we're swinging this way, expect it to swing this way, and then it'll settle down. I don't know if that will be in my lifetime. I don't know if it'll be in your lifetime. It will be in the lifetime of some of the young people who are coming into the world today, and some of the young people who have come into the world in the last few years. So thank you all for the part that you do to make our world better. Thank you all for the part that you do to make your own lives better. And thank you for all of us in the US, for those who are outside of the US. Thank you for holding us in your hearts. We'll all get through this, and we'll build a better country and a better world. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for accepting my love. Thank you for being there for me and holding me this week. Until next week. Before I forget, I did put below, there's the ULE for a meditation that I did a few years ago for personal and planetary healing. Please feel free to use that meditation. It's a guided meditation through the healing process. So thank you. I love you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for accepting that love.